Hi everybody. Thanks for joining our for this episode of Fit at Home. And thank you for taking the time off your in your phase two. And obviously, the latest news on the latest news now is that we've broken out our circuit breaker into phase two. And we just want to share, right? Like, how do we manage this transition? And how do we craft our body, to face the world in the best shape possible. Okay, and so from just sitting in front of the on the couch for the past 2 months, where we can only see our faces, where people only can see our faces. Now when we have to go out, they'll see our entire body. So how can we approach that and face the world in the best shape possible? Okay, so G, what is the best shape to you?
I like what you just said, Chris, which is about, now we have to face the world. So I want to show you what is the best shape, right? You can see here on the left and on the right, this guy, these two guys, they're actually exactly the same weight. So they are exactly the same BMI. And then on the right side, we even have a better photo, which is of this lady who kept her weight constant, but the shape changed. Which do you think you prefer? Of course, for me, I want to be the guy on the left. Okay. Now, if I were a woman, or the woman that I would like to see would be the woman on the right, right? So that's the definition of shape. Right? I mean, it's unbeatable. But one of the important things about this idea of shape is that I don't know whether you realize, but the man on the left and the woman on the right, they are both shapely, but they also have a younger shape. Do you realize that it's about a younger shape that they have, and that's the most crucial thing. So a lot of us, when we think about shape, we just think of losing weight. No, please, losing weight is not enough. Right? What we want is we want to regain the shape, and we want to regain the health and the vitality when we were younger. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So, the thing is that sometimes when we would say, oh, let's get into shape, we think, okay, we eat less, we exercise more, we use this newfangled diet, Atkins, keto, and all this sort of stuff. But what we do not realize is that when we do that, 40% of weight loss is muscle loss. And this is a huge problem because when we lose muscle, we become smaller, we shrink, but then the shape and everything still looks the same, a bit saggy, all right? So, so what do we really want, right? We would like to bypass that stage altogether and just lose fat, retain muscle. I mean, look at the guy now on the right? So much better, right? Okay, so it's about burn fat, build muscle, regain shape, regain health, regain vitality. I should put the last one, regain youth. Okay, so now we're going to go into some 3 keys about this, especially in the light of the phase 2. Okay, and then I'm gonna ask Chris.
Thanks so much, G. Yeah. So just to emphasize what Jeff mentioned, really the best. What is best shape? And being in the best shape, you have to build muscle and you have to burn fat, and it's not just about weight, right? Okay. So I'm just gonna share with you 3 keys that all of us can focus on to supercharge our fat burning and muscle building to get in the best shape possible when we walk out of the doors during phase 2. Okay. So the next slide. So the first key I just want to share, okay, to supercharge your fat burning, muscle building journey, okay, in phase 2 is the first key is exercise, okay. And as we transition from circuit breaker to phase 2, what are some things that we need to keep in mind in terms of this exercise key? Okay, number 1, you want to progressively build up. When the gym is out, and your exercise classes are open, I think there's this frustration, whether it's from sitting down too long, not doing anything, or maybe it's from the weight that you've gained during circuit breaker, you want to straight away chiong, so you go for like you try to lift the same amount of weights you did before. You try to go many times a week to accelerate your results. But there is a danger there, for overtraining, and you may get injured. So what you really want to do is progressively build up. Take your time, and you will find let your body get adjusted, and then progressively build up to where you were before. Okay, so you don't want to straight away just jump in. Okay, number 2, you already want to warm up and cool down. We spoke about this in our previous episode of rest and recovery. But warming up and cooling down, post exercise, and pre and post exercise, very very important in terms of maintaining your progression and your journey, right? Because you do want to reduce injury. You want to ensure you have sufficient rest time between sessions, and I mentioned this already. Start off slow, so allow your body to adjust. Again, exercising with a mask, especially if you're having group classes, or if you're in a gym and you're wearing a mask, do allow your body to have that adjustment and familiarize yourself to how your body reacts. Thanks, G. Next one. Okay, so the second key that we want to emphasize is immunity. So as you go on exercise, do realize that you are interacting with a lot of people, like it or not. Whether you will be interacting with a lot of people. When you're exercising and just going out. So keep your immunity up. When you're sick, you're not only in a danger to get COVID, but also you don't want to get sick, right? So that you can keep up your exercise. So number 1, keep your immunity up. Since you're exposed to more people, you want to double down on your supplements, actually, maybe for a couple of months. So whatever you've been taking recently, maybe it's time to consider that you take something additional because of that new exposure that you'll be encountering. Okay? And number 3,
good tip.
Yeah. And number 3, sleep. Okay, make sure you get enough rest. Okay, next one. Okay, and finally, the third key to supercharge, or the third secret I want to say, is actually gene expression. Okay, so later Jeff will actually speak about this specific award-winning system that we have to actually naturally, safely, effectively change our gene expression and allow our body to supercharge our fat burning and muscle building process in a very natural and safe way. Okay, so what this does, and this system will do, gene expression system will do, is will help us wipe out all the effects of the snacking and weight gain for the past 2 months, and actually help bring us to a better state than we were even before the circuit breaker started. If you want that, then listen very closely to what Jeff will say later. Okay, and finally, the third point is this system, utilizing gene expression, will help you get 3 years of results of exercise and dieting in just 3 months. Okay, so Jeff, take it away.
That. Actually, 3 years of results in 3 months, I gotta tell you, Chris, is that is for someone of your age, right? And only if you have the time to do it. And on top of everything else, you probably would need some professional guidance, because I can assure you that when you do say anything on your own, the chances are that it's not easy to navigate this path of burning fat and yet building muscle, okay? So, but I wanted to explain about gene expression, something that Chris talked about, right? And what is this, Well, you can see at the top here, it says that we have something like 20,000 genes in the human being, but not all of it is switched on. In fact, they estimate that only 5% are switched on at any one time. So you can see here on the left that when you're young, there are some genes that are switched on, but some genes, that's the red ones, but some genes that are not switched on, which is the green ones, okay? But as we get older, some of those genes that were off when we were younger get switched on, like put on fat, forget about the color of the hair, let the skin go a bit weird and all that, right? So, but the science of it is that with nutrition, with micronutrition, actually our genes will start to switch on back some of the genes, some different genes with correct nutrition. Okay, so of course in this case you can see that this nutrition blend number 4 somehow helped the person to express a younger set again, and there is something like a 94% correlation, okay, between these two. So we call this age-lock gene expression science. The age lock is that how we can get the body to go back to the old gene expression. Okay, now beyond that, I want to tell you that that science can be applied to many things. One of the things that can be applied to is adipose tissue or fat. Okay, I'm sure most of you were not, all of us can think that, wow, last time I was younger, I was skinny. Now don't know why I'm fat, right? A lot of it is because of that gene expression. Now, is there a way so that there are nutrients that can help us? You can see this is a lean person, okay? These are genes that are active, but these are genes that are inactive. But for fat people, somehow those genes that were active in the lean group are not active here. Now, are there some nutrients that they can take so that the body will begin to express differently? The answer is yes. And not only that, it can also help with appetite and hunger control. Okay, so that we are able to eat more wisely. You know how we don't need any more instructions as to eat this, don't eat that, right? Can we do it? That's a big question. So applied to weight management, applied to body shaping, the best thing is we have this program that involves active lifestyle, simple eating plan, and innovative products. Okay. Oh, sorry, I cannot find my. Okay. All right. So we call it TR90, and because the key difference is that we have age-lock supplements for gene expression. Okay, of course it comes with a coach, and best is to have a training buddy, right? So just to give you an idea of the simple eating plan, you can see here that we are not asking you to be hungry. In fact, being hungry is a no-no in this plan. So if you like that, quick send claps in the reaction, because you're not going to be hungry in this plan. It does involve different ways of eating though. Okay, so it's a 90-day journey, 13 weeks, to help you to transition your whole mindset. Okay, and it will give you sustainable changes. And the best part is that you will get back a younger body shape and at the same time improved health. Okay, so TR90 is sexy, right? Because you get a useful shape. We don't have to look the pear shape that we older people tend to have. Okay, we can have the V shape, right? Okay, and then it's about a balanced eating plan, and of course it's systematic because there's coaching involved. Okay, it's sustainable. Okay, you do it once and then you keep the weight and the shape. Okay, do it once properly. And of course, it's scientific, okay, and which you've heard about, and it complies with HSA guidelines. Okay, it is so good that TR90 is number 1 in Singapore and Malaysia. Okay, in fact, TR90 has been number 1 in Singapore for 2 years and in Malaysia for 3 years now. Okay, so there is a track record. Right? This is what you will get for the TR90 program. You will get these and you'll have enough for 3 months. Okay, so it's a really a committed to your success type of a training. All right. And of course, you will start with this really amazing product. I just single it out because it's so amazing. I mean, so many people swear by this one. So for the first 15 days, you get a jump start. And jump start comprises of these elements that you see here in the photo. Okay. And it helps to raise your metabolic rate. Okay. What that means is that your body begins to burn faster. Right. So it magnifies whatever training you put in. Okay. So Chris, go ahead and talk about some of the great results that we have.
Thanks, G. Yeah. So thanks for the awesome explanation of the final key, right? The final key to the lock and the solution to really helping us get great results in phase 2. Okay. So you've heard the numbers, you've seen the numbers, you've heard that it's #1 best-selling program, weight management program in Singapore and Malaysia, ranked by Euromonitor, right? But let's look at some real-life examples. So this is Madam Zulaiha. At this point in time, actually, she had given up hope when we first met her in 2012. Okay, she had tried so many different things. You know, she had tried all sorts. She spent thousands and thousands. You know, in weight loss packages. You know, she's done everything. You know, tried pills, tried this, and she had given up hope. She had resigned herself to the fact that, hey, you know, I'm just gonna be like this my whole life. You know, and the issue was her health, right? But when she came to us, thankfully she decided to give it a one last try. And as you can see, you know, she lost over 30 kilos. You know, her body fat went down by 20 kg. You know, her visceral fat went down by 20. That means her organ fat. And actually, her body, she gained 16 years of healthy life. And you can see her transformation in the photos, right? Not just that. Next slide, G. But you can see that Jeff actually took a photo of her just the start of this year, or was it last year, right? With his sister. So that's Madam Zulaiha and her husband, and you can see that 8 years on, she still looks the same, you know. And this is exactly what you want in terms of a program that's sustainable, right? Okay, next one. Okay, and this lady is Angeline, another amazing story. Single mom, is actually also a business owner. She owns a tempura food shop or something, you know, and you can see that you can see her transformation. So this program, you know, Jeff spoke about gene expression. So as she slimmed down, you know, obviously she lost a lot. She also got more youthful, right? More healthy from the inside out. Next slide.
Yeah, look at how healthy she is.
Yeah. And you can see her body shape also completely changed, right? So this photo is actually a photo of her her passport photo, the photo on her left, actually, when she was 35, taken when she was 35. Interesting story. Very simply, when she approached the immigration office, you know, at Changi Airport after, you know, when she was 45, after the program, you know, looking like the photo on the right, the immigration officer actually stopped her and took her into a room, you know, and then they interviewed her and interrogated her, because just to verify that she was the same person, because she looks completely different, right? So just be careful. You may not only you know, build muscle and burn fat, but you may also have to change your passport photo. Okay, a side effect of the
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, next slide. Yeah. Okay, this is my friend Joshua. He actually is an executive working for Grab, and previously he was an Army Navy captain. You know, and he actually lost a total of 8 kilos on the program, and continued to, and the effect carried on after the program, right? And he continued to lose another 8 kilos after he stopped the program. Yeah, so in total went from 93 kilos to about 77 kilos, so about 16 to 18 kilos of weight. And this is his transformation. As you can see, he also maintained his muscle. Yeah. Okay, so finally, G, you know, we've got this really special guest, you know, and would you like to hear from a live person who had actually gone through and experienced the results? Okay, G, why don't you introduce our special guest?
You know, this guy is the most amazing. Okay, why? Because if you look there, he's 67 years old. Okay, you know, and then of course there was the lockdown, and you know, he decided to do TR90, right? And you can see here, this was what he looked at like before he started, and then this is what he looked like after just 6 weeks. Not even finished yet, 6 weeks only, halfway through. Okay, so without further ado, I want to bring and ask GP, please come on.
Hi, Jeff. Yes, I'm here.
GP, I love it. I love it. What a great program, you know,
Yeah.
what great results. But can I ask you, what did you want to do, and why did you do TR90?
Okay, well, thanks guys for having me here. The basic thing was that after last marathon, I usually celebrate after each marathon, you know, so I socialize, I celebrate, I drink a lot, eat a lot. And this time I forgot to stop. So I started to, if you can see from the before picture, I started to put on a little bit of fat around the waistline. So I decided during the circuit breaker, maybe it's a good time for me to do something about it. So I went on the TR90 program, more or less just to lose a little bit of fat to get back in shape. Now, second reason is, after marathon, I found that I was losing muscle mass in all the training that I did. So this time when I started the TR90, I decided maybe what I should do is to kind of not run, but really to do some resistance training and see what kind of results I could get from it. Yeah. My wife was telling me with my shorts on, I look like I had sticks for legs rather than actual legs, So it's kind of like, yeah, you're right, I, and I want to live life physically independent, you know what I mean? I don't want to grow old and then have to depend on walking sticks or wheelchair. So I definitely wanted to have a physical independence, and that's why I decided to go on to this program. I did it some years back, so I know the effects that I could get from it. And this time it was just to tweak what I had in my body already.
Super congratulations.
Thank you.
GP. Yeah, I mean, it's so amazing because obviously you are quite a power pack person because you said that you did marathon. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
give him that thumbs up, right?
Thank you.
It's just so amazing.
That was just to keep my physical goals. Yeah.
But GP, the other day I just saw you, and then I was so stunned when I saw you when you came out of the car, right? And then that's what starts this. Maybe you can show people. Okay, no need to take off shirt, but maybe you just go back and then show people your upper body.
Oh dear. Okay. Didn't expect this. Yeah. Can you see? Yeah.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Enough? Okay. All right. And I just want to show you.
Must show more.
Sure. No, you've got the after photograph.
So yeah. This is something that you can see. I mean, so GP, please tell us a bit more about what has been the results that you've been excited about.
Okay. Well, I was actually quite surprised with the results that I had. I didn't expect in 6 weeks to get this type of body. You can see on the left, that's me with Jason C, one of our Canadian, Hong Kong associate who's now staying in Canada. He came down for the marathon, and you can see that my arms, basically is quite straight. Yeah. But after 6 weeks of marathon, in fact, it was becoming flabby. But after 6 weeks of my resistance training and on TR90, you can see that, the fats started to melt away, and better body definition, and the upper body, which if you were to just do running alone, would become very scrawny because I would have lost muscle. Now it looks a lot better. Yeah. So those are our results. Of course, my shirts started fitting better. I began to start wearing a fitted shirt like this T-shirt, which I kind of would have emphasized my bulge. I have to start wearing belt because my pants started falling off. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just amazing results. I surprised myself.
And I think that the thing that is really impressive, I mean, guys, I must tell you that, especially after 40, you do lose muscle mass. And men, we do lose muscle percentage through the years. So, at 67 to be able to regain it is amazing. And
yeah.
But GP, final question. So of course now we are in a time of transition, right? We're no longer under lockdown, but yet at the same time we're no longer. It's not really the new normal has come in yet. What about for people who are considering doing this as what's your advice for them?
Okay. If you have not already started on TR90, I think it's already too late. Yeah. One of my benefits was that it was during the lockdown period that I started. And because of that, I could control my eating plans better with the 3-3-3-3, with more balanced diet, more veggie, and when I go outside and eat, there's a lot of oily cooked food and all that. So I could cook better food for myself. Now, so this period, I think, is still not too late because you still can start. There's still limited exposure. You can always buy food back, or you can bring your food back to the office to eat. Still avoid the crowds. Yeah. So my advice would be start now. You cannot wait and delay anymore, because as you get older, believe me, it becomes harder, right? Because at 67, I know the difficulties I face. I have to exercise without trying to, to exercise safely. I want to make sure that I don't injure my joints. I want to make sure that I don't overstrain my muscles. So the earlier you start, the better it is, and the better results you get, and you live a longer, better life, or life that's
I love that.
longer. Yeah.
I
So start
love
out.
that. I love that. Okay. Hey guys, do feel free to put in claps. Do feel free to put in questions. Any discussion points that you have, because I'm going to hand over the time to Chris now. Chris?
Okay. Thanks so much, Jeff. Thanks so much, Uncle GP, for sharing your testimonial. Amazing results for in just 6 weeks. Yeah. And as you mentioned, this is a 90-day, so a 13-week program. So imagine the results that is possible in after completing the full one, right? So we look forward to more. Okay, so put in your questions and we'll answer that during the Q&A. So thank you so much. If you felt that was a great testimonial, can you just say thank you to GP or great sharing? Yeah. Okay. So just to close off, I think so just now we mentioned, one of the other keys that we mentioned is immunity, and we mentioned doubling down on supplements, or if you haven't already been supplementing, maybe it's time to consider for the immunity boost. Okay. We are just going to go through very quickly with this, and do ask the person who invited you here if you're looking for some basic supplements to just give a boost to your immunity, essential during this time where everybody's mingling around outside. Okay, you want to consider these 3 things. Okay, these are really the foundational superstars in our immunity that we 3 of us take for Jeff and I take for ourselves also. Number 1, Life Pack. Okay, Life Pack is basically a multivitamin, comprehensive multivitamin with 40 different antioxidants, minerals, and phytonutrients. Absolutely key for proper functioning of the body. Number 2, ProBio. Okay, a high class, highly effective strain of probiotics, really effective in maintaining the gut health in your body. Okay, which is essential for immunity. Consider that. Okay, extremely good. Number 3, Tea Green. Okay, concentrated young green tea leaf extract without the caffeine. Okay, each pill equivalent to 7 cups of green tea also raises your metabolism, which will help you in your weight loss journey, your fat burning and muscle building journey as well. Okay, so ask the person who invited you here for more details about this. Next slide. Okay, and we've got a really special offer just to close. We've got a really special offer. Okay, so thank the person who invited you here, because we've got an amazing thing for you. Just to the end of about less than a week's time. Okay, end of 30th June, is you get 2 Jumpstart free. So what Jeff mentioned just now, you only usually get 1 15 days worth. This time 1 box worth. Now you get 2 extra boxes free if you choose to embark on this journey, TR90 journey now. Okay, and that is worth over $300. So really, like what Uncle GP mentioned, the best time is now. As you are going out, it's time to get your best shape, and now there's an amazing promotion for you to take advantage of as well.